that opening week? And I suppose what's the mood, the general mood like in the camp?
Well, they have. Look, Raphael, look, there's no point saying otherwise. A defeat hurts, right? And it hurt probably for a day or two. But look, we just, as you said, dwelling and focusing on the positives. And there were huge positives. We had 4 debutants there, 18, 19 years of age, that had the experience. Brian and William, John and Brendan does. So look, we have a nice blend. Look, the well match to us now is over. And fair play to the well. They showed their experience, and Arnglam was probably the difference. But that's gone now. It's a new ball game against Doon, and they'll pose another serious threat.
Yeah, and just on that thing there is a really nice blend in this side, and a really nice injection of youth as well. You're working with players like that and trying to develop them. That must be a rewarding challenge, and I suppose something that you have to throw them into the white heat of battle to test them. And I suppose back-to-back games against Patrickswell and Doon, you'll find out a lot.
It is. Look, when I took over this last year with my selectors, Park and Eamon and Justin Daly coming on board this year, we knew we had a nice blend, At times, look, you might be minding these lads, but look at the well last week. They threw in Gary Kirby's young fella. He got 4 points to play. So, look, when you're throwing these young fellas in, I know all at once, and look, and they're only young lads, and there's no, look, at times, look, they can have off games, but when you throw them in with the likes of Declan Hannon and Willie Griffin, it's a lot easier to blend into a season team, So, hopefully, those lads learned a bit from last week. And I know it's only a week turnaround, but we have to learn from our mistakes, because Friday's a huge game, Raphael. If we lose, we're gone. And that's the nature of the beast, So hopefully the boys will be ready, and I'm sure they're all looking forward to it.
And finally, I suppose, look, great to have sport back and great to have Championship Club Hurling back in Limerick.
Look, it's great, Raphael. During lockdown, we took a few weeks off, and we did about 1 night a week on Zoom, strength and conditioning and stuff like that. Then we didn't know where mid-June was going to be, but delighted to get the green light, and we were all looking for pitches, and we eventually got one in Kilcornan there for about 10 days before we got the green light on 29th of June. So great to be back, Raphael. And look, the structure, there's no hiding place in the Senior A in Limerick. Like the top 4 teams well over the last 5 years have been the Piercy, Patrickswell, Doon and Kilmallock. It's up to the other 8 really to bridge that gap. And we'd like to think we're getting there, but we're not in this for moral victories either, Raphael. Look, as I said, Friday is a huge game for Adare and Doon, and just hopefully we can come out the right side.
Tony Ward, I suppose, look, a big game this weekend. It's for Adare, it's the last chance saloon. For yourselves, it's the first night out. It's very hard to get a judge of this one. Yourselves coming in fresh, Adare coming in with a game under their belt. Very hard to make a call on it.
It's going to be a hard game to call, and I suppose you look at Adare's performance the last night, scoring 26 points against the county champions, is a fair achievement. And having a game under their belt, whereas we're coming in, without the game. You can play all the challenge games in the world, but it's nothing is ever like championship, and that is a plus for Adare going into this game, having that championship game, and by all accounts, looking at it, was a cracking game.
Yeah, they really did put it up to Patrickswell. I think for 3/4 of the match, you could argue that they were the better side.
Oh yeah, by far the better side. I think it was 17 points to 1-something, 1-6, 1-7 at one stage. And I suppose fair play to the well. They came back into it. And whether Adare, I don't know, did they take their foot off the pedal or what it was, but they were in total control of the game for long periods.
Just with regards to yourselves, and without giving away the state secrets, how have you been tipping away in those challenge matches and in training? And I suppose what's the vibe like in the camp?
Actually, the vibe is good in the camp. They're a great bunch of guys. I suppose the loss of Richie and Stephen Ryan, Cormac Ryan and Cathal Mack is a big loss to the club. But the rest of the boys, it's a case of kind of next man up, and they're doing that. And look, they're a great bunch. It's my first year involved with them, and it's a pleasure working with them. And hopefully the things will go right for them on Friday evening. They have the work done. We have a lot of challenges played in. The work is done back in the field. Is to bring it onto the Gaelic grounds now on Friday evening is the important thing.
And I suppose, look, finally, the fact that we have club hurling back and we have a roadmap with regards to intercounty, great to have sport back.
Oh, look, it's brilliant. You talk about the restaurants, the pubs and everything, but the most important thing to get back was the GAA. It's such a big part of our lives, like the Saturday evenings, Sunday evenings, Friday evenings. They weren't the same without the games. And it's great having them back. Okay, a lot of people can't can't get in. Hopefully that's something that's going to be looked at down the road, and like a lot of these grounds are well capable of social distancing with 400 or 500 people in there, and that would cover most club games. And I think that's what's needed to be looked at now, because it's great having the games back, but the people need to start being able to get to these games.
Brian Foley, I suppose, look, a very strange opening game for yourselves, in that for, I'd say, at least 3/4 of that game, you were the better side.
There were the thoughts there of Adare manager Brian Foley and Doon manager Tony Ward. We're just going to give you a quick rundown on the teams now, as both teams finalise their preparation. Starting with Adare, in goals, Brian Curtin. Full back line of David Connolly, Jody Hannon and Jack Fitzgerald. Half back line, John McSweeney, Ronan Connolly and David O'Mahony. In midfield, Adare have John Fitzgibbon and Joe Sweeney. Half forward line, Sean Connolly, Declan Hannon and Charlie McCarthy. Full forward line, Willie Griffin, Brendan O'Connor and Mark Connolly. Over to the Doon side now. In goals is Owen McNamara. Full back line of Chris Thomas, Owen Fitzgibbon and Tommy Hayes. Half back line, Jack Cummins, Darrow Donovan, Mikey O'Brien. Midfield, Micheál Ryan, Patrick Cummins. Half forward line, Dennis Maloney, Pat Ryan, Barry Murphy. And a full forward line of Josh Ryan, Dara Stapleton and Jack Ryan. Matt, two strong teams that are going changed from their defeat to Patrickswell last week. They showed at times last weekend, especially in the full forward line, what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, they certainly showed that they weren't out of place in Section A anyway, and they weren't in the least overawed by facing the champions, but they never have been overawed by Patrickswell. Like there is a local rivalry down there, and that obviously feeds into games between them. But equally, I was just looking back over it, games between Adare and Doon have tended also to be being very, very tight and can fluctuate, can go either way. But you're right. There are two teams with an awful lot of talent peppered throughout the sides. Like you just look at Adare, like you've Jody Hannon. Look at Adare down the centre, like you've Jody Hannon at full back, you've Ronan Connolly at centre back, Declan Hannon at full forward. What a target man Brendan O'Connor is inside in the edge of the square, and not to mention, of course, Willie Griffin. That scoring machine whatever changes from year to year, there is one static, there is one thing consistent. Willie Griffin will score, and score for fun. Like some of the scores he got here last week were out of the top drawer, and he's been doing this for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years. Phenomenal.
We'll just pause now for our on Levine. Nearly ready to go here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. Just quickly, Matt, on Doon. We mentioned the likes of Richie English, Stephen Ryan, Cormac Ryan, an under 21 game, looks to be out for a significant period of time.
Cathal
Mac as well. Yeah. They're going to have to get over that loss.
They're going to have to get over it, and I may be subject to correction on this, but it looks to me as that if they're handing a debut to Chris Thomas, and certainly from what I saw of this lad here in the under 21, because on that particular night, for me, he was one of their standout players, and he's probably deserving of his run. But you look at particularly their half forward line and the experience of Dennis Maloney along with Pat Ryan and Barry Murphy. That is their most potent line, and certainly Adare will have to come to terms with that particular line and not allow them stamp their influence on the game. We're started here, and it's already a free to Adare. And is Willie Griffin coming all the way? He's not.
It's going to be John Fitzgibbon to take this. Adare, of course, playing in their traditional red and black. From left to right, as you see it on screen, and Doon in a change of jerseys, wearing all white with red numbers on their back. It's going to be John Fitzgibbon just outside, just inside the Doon half. I'd say it's relatively straight. Whatever breeze is here, and it's significant enough, is in his favour. It's a good strike from John Fitzgibbon. Is that the opening score? In the opening minute, Matt, it certainly is, and a fine confidence booster for John Fitzgibbon.
A fine confidence booster for him. I think he was off target with 1 or 2 here the last evening, and that'll do his confidence a power of good. And of course, it'll do his team's confidence a power of good.
Ronan Connolly winning that puck. Now it's Declan Hannon in possession. Hannon's been fouled. That's another free in a fairly similar position for John Fitzgibbon, you'd imagine, after the way he slotted that first one. A positive start for Adare, Matt.
Yeah, certainly a positive start. And like if John Fitzgibbon is going to have 2 out of 2 in 2 minutes, it will be the ideal start for him. And you know the level that John Fitzgibbon on form can influence a game. And there's a Doon player down. You know, there were a few easy frees. I have to say they were easy frees, and I suppose they were typical of a team that's probably first day out, small little bit ring rusty, trying to get up to the pace of the game. I see a switch here in the half forward line for Doon, but it's only a change of wings. It looks as if Dennis Maloney has moved over here to the left, and that Barry Murphy is gone over on the far side.
Yeah, it's Micheál Ryan that was down injured for Doon as John Fitzgibbon prepares to take this one. It's even closer than his first attempt, closer to the Doon 65. Struck that one with consummate ease, Matt, and he's going to be looking to do the same here. Is he on target second time round? He certainly is. Yeah. 2 early scores for there. 2 excellent strikes from their star midfielder.
Yeah, 2 excellent strikes. 2 excellent strikes from distance. So there's a message to Doon already. You don't cough up simple frees or easy frees in anywhere in your own half, because like he has punished both of those from the halfway line. We have the first chance now for Barry Murphy to reply.
Yeah, foul on Pat Ryan there, straight from that puck out by Owen McNamara. Foul on Pat Ryan by the Adare halfback John McSweeney. And Barry Murphy, as Matt mentioned, getting ready to take this one just 6 or 7 or so metres from the Adare 65. As I mentioned, into a strong enough breeze, Barry Murphy, from this, but one he's surely capable of slotting over the bar. Good strike from Barry Murphy. Looks to be good from our angle here, but it's not. It's gone to the right and wide, Matt. A difficult enough one to start, but he'll be disappointed.
I think he'll be disappointed with it. It was a difficult. He has switched back now. I think the switch with Denny Maloney was only temporarily. But you must remember that Barry Murphy is coming back after a long layoff, but could have done him a power of good had he got the score.
Shot from Charlie McCarthy goes to the right and wide. Excellent catch from the puck out initially from Declan Hannon, who has made a very promising start for Adare in the early stages. A few good possessions, one of which earned a free. Crucial to Adare's chances. Owen McNamara gets us back underway. Far side puck out to Dennis Maloney. Maloney in an unfamiliar position to those that have seen him over the years at wing forward, but no doubt he'll bring something to that. Long high ball in, well fielded by Jody Hannon, flicked in front of David O'Mahony for Adare. O'Mahony unable to get it up first time, and it's Patrick Cummins in possession for Doon. Cummins has it, flicks it inside, looking for Murphy. It's intercepted, though, and away come Adare. Flicked away from Joe Sweeney. Possession now for Doon once more. It's inside to Stapleton. That's Dara Stapleton. Stapleton's done very well to earn a free there, and that's more like it from a Doon point of view.
It is. It's certainly that, and I have noticed also that I think that actually Josh Ryan, who was named as corner forward, it appears to me that he's actually playing at full forward, so that might give a message that Josh will be a target man. But as of yet, we have 4.5 minutes. They haven't lofted anything in on top of him. Now this, if there is such a thing, is an ideal free for Barry Murphy to get off the mark and atone for the miss while ago, because it was a scoreable free while ago, but it was tricky.
Much more easier chance for Barry Murphy, and no problem with this one. Does Murphy. 5 minutes played here in the LIT Gaelic grounds of this Bon Secures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Round 2 clash between Adare and Doon. It's all free so far. Adare leading 2-1, of course. This game brought to you in association with the Kirby Group, as Doon on the attack now. Played inside by Mikey O'Brien. It's Pat Ryan in possession. Ryan starting at centre forward. Gets the hand pass away. A hint of a throw there, but Denny Maloney has possession. Met by Declan Hannon. Hannon does excellently to win possession off. Plays it into the middle to Ronan Connolly. Connolly now. Chance to clear for there. He's looking to pick out Brendan O'Connor. Foot race now between Owen Fitzgibbon and O'Connor. O'Connor's got there first. Holds Fitzgibbon off initially. Good possession won by Brendan O'Connor. He has options. The first option to him is Charlie McCarthy. McCarthy back to David O'Mahony. Switches plates. A good ball for the dangerous Willie Griffin. Met by Tommy Hayes. Maybe the hint of a hand in the back. Referee says no, and Hayes plays it inside. Lovely pass to Pat Ryan. Pat Ryan goes high. There's two Adare men inside. He's looking for Josh Ryan. Josh Ryan breaks it down in front of him. Has it in his hand now. Ryan, he turns one. He's met with Jody Hannon. He's been blown up for over carrying Matt. 2 against 1 inside. He did well initially. Mike Sexton's looked to see he's carried.
Yeah. I think Mike Sexton got that spot on. But we've what 5-6 minutes gone, but it must be encouraging from Doon the amount of times already, 3 or 4 times that Pat Ryan has got on the ball, and his use of the ball has been good, and on occasions like this with a key man like Richie English out and 3 others, you need the Pat Ryans of this world, the Darragh O'Donovans of this world to provide the leadership, and the Barry Murphys and the Denny Maloney's, and so far it has been a very, very encouraging stamp by Pat Ryan.
Excellent work then from his Limerick inter-county teammate Darragh O'Donovan playing at centre back. He won the free initially. He's going to take this one as well, 6 or 7 metres from his own 65 metre line. It's a fine strike from Darragh O'Donovan. Looks to be good from where we are in commentary box. We're all square, Matt.
Yeah, we're all square, and from the time it left his stick, there wasn't even the slightest doubt as to where it was going. It split the uprights. It was a well taken free, well struck by Darragh O'Donovan. We have
Doon back in possession. It's the aforementioned Pat Ryan in possession. Very promising start to the game. Plays this hand pass along the line for Dara Stapleton. Stapleton in a bit of space. He's got options inside. Struck that one maybe a bit hard. It's still gone to hand from a Doon point of view. It's gone into the very capable hand of Barry Murphy. And that's Doon into the lead for the first half. Brilliantly worked score, Matt. Stapleton with the crossfield ball. And there's not many better in Limerick than Barry Murphy in finishing that.
No, and he's after finishing what is the first score from play after 8 minutes. But it was a score well worth waiting for, and it was a very, very well taken score. And I think Doon, coming in cold as they are, here we have a chance from
Joe Sweeney with the immediate response from it there. Well worked play again. Sweeney came onto his left side. A fine score. And this is a young player. I think this player is actually eligible for minor. He's one of the young players that are coming through in Adare, and that was an excellent response. Speaking of excellent, it's David O'Mahony with a superb catch. Gets the hand pass away. Chance now for Declan Hannon. Good block immediately by Declan Hannon. Or on Declan Hannon, I should say. But it's still Adare in possession. And Hannon has it in his hand once more. Declan Hannon on the run. Bottled up by a couple of defenders. Excellent defence from Doon. Hannon's bottled up. Good work from Darragh O'Donovan and Patrick Cummins on that occasion. It's going to be another free for Doon. And Matt, judging by the way he hit the first one, well within Darragh O'Donovan's compass. Certainly
well within it, because he certainly had a bit to spare with the last one. I suppose it's reasonable to say, John, that whatever puff of wind, and I mean it's just a puff now, it really hasn't any bearing at all, I suppose, on the game.
Now, judging by Darragh O'Donovan's strike, Matt O'Callaghan is bang on the money. Is O'Donovan bang on the money? Not on this occasion. Tails to the right and wide. But Matt, we mentioned it early on. Doon got their warning about freeze from long distance with John Fitzgibbon. Adare have their warning now. Darragh O'Donovan from his own 45. It had plenty of legs, if not the accuracy.
Yeah, it was the accuracy that left Darragh down on that occasion. But it certainly had the distance. But having, summarising the first 10 minutes, John, you would have to say that overall, I think Doon have been the slightly better side, and that's reflected by an excellent point there from Jack Ryan.
Yeah, good work from Dara Stapleton initially. Plays it back to the under-21. A star for the Doon under-21 side, Jack Ryan. And Matt, we've seen him over the last couple of years get points after points like that.
Yeah, and like we saw him here a couple of weeks ago in the under-21, and whilst he was slow in starting in the game, once he came into the game, he was a hugely influential figure, and as you rightly say, he picked off a few very, very good scores.
Charlie McCarthy now in possession, gets the hand pass inside to Joe Sweeney. He's already got one moments ago. It's another fine effort from Joe Sweeney at midfield. Matt, He got a point to start off the game last weekend against Patrickswell. He started this game even better.
Yeah, he has, and he has already doubled his tally of the last match with 2 points. But getting points from play from midfielders, you're sort of a bit in bonus territory. It is bonus, but certainly that was an excellent score from Joe Sweeney, and that's 2 excellent points he has scored.
Ball just trickling over the sideline there as Denny Maloney tried to keep it in play. We're going to have a sideline cut for Adare, and it's going to be John Fitzgibbon. Matt, we saw John Fitzgibbon's prowess this is a bit of a different story.
Yeah.
But against Patrickswell, there's one thing Adare were very, very clinical in, was their shooting and goal. It's kind of a similar story so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have 11 minutes, and dare I say, Willie Griffin hasn't got on the scoreboard, which is unusual. But when we were mentioning players there that Doon were down, we omitted to mention that they're without Dean Coleman, who's sitting out this particular game, a carryover from last year. And we see what we have seen over the last couple of years, what he brings to the table, a very, very important figure, and that is.
It's Pat Ryan with the point for Doon.
Excellent
work initially from Jack Cummins from right wing back, and Pat Ryan took his eye on it, Matt. He had his eye on it. He didn't put a huge amount on it. He put enough, and it's over the bar, and Doon are back into the lead.
Oh yeah, his Pat Ryan's radar was spot on that one, and it was an excellent point. Like Pat Ryan has had a very good start to this game.
Yeah, very prominent from Pat Ryan. They're on the attack again, but it's snuffed out on this occasion. Jack Cummins tried to get it into his hand. The loose ball's picked up by David O'Mahony. O'Mahony on the run. He's got Sean Connolly in front of him with the hand pass. A good strike from Sean Connolly. And Matt, it's tit for tat so far.
It's tit for tat, yes, certainly. And what is happening in contrast to the last day for Adare is that they're not having the same success in opening the Doon defence. The Doon defence is much tighter. Certainly in the opening stages the last day, the Patrickswell defence was, I suppose, it's fair to say, uncertain. Here we have Pat Ryan with a great catch.
This would be one of the scores of the season, Matt, even in this early stage.
Point.
Unbelievable stuff from Pat Ryan. The catch was sensational enough, Matt. He was under a huge amount of pressure, and all it was a flick of the wrist high into the air and straight over the bar.
Yeah, he had 2 players to contend with there to win possession, won it cleanly, made space for himself, and shot it over the bar from an awkward angle, and unorthodoxly he put it over the bar. But they all count.
It's now the turn of the Adare number 11, and Declan Hannon with a shot from long range over on the far side, this time for Declan Hannon, and it is a rare occasion, Matt. It's gone to the left and wide, and we're going to restart with a puck out for Owen McNamara for Doon. Long puck out from Owen McNamara, a couple of players up, win it. First falling to Denny Maloney, shot from Denny Maloney. Those who've been with us for a couple of seasons will remember his winning score a couple of years ago against Patrickswell in the county semi-final. This time though, Matt, it's gone to the left and wide.
Yeah, the stakes weren't quite as high yet, but he'll be disappointed with this. But he brings a whole wealth of experience to this team, and a level of commitment that's phenomenal.
Speaking of a commitment and wealth of experience, is Declan Hannon. He missed the last one, and he's missed this one as well. Poor enough from Declan Hannon. He'll be very disappointed with that shot. You would have thought the one previous to that would have been a sighter. Good puck out from Brian Curtin to find him, but Matt, Declan Hannon's radar just isn't what it usually is at the moment.
No, and it was on the last day, and it's disappointing, and I suppose it's a bit of a worry. Now we see that Willie Griffin is out around the middle of the field foraging, because certainly very little went in his way. We were saying that he wasn't on the score sheet. He couldn't be on the score sheet because he didn't have the supply, quite simply. And but he's coming out now, although he's gone back in again. But he's gone back in again, I think, in expectation of this line ball, hoping that something will present itself around the goal.
We mentioned John Fitzgibbon a few minutes ago, Matt, with his prowess from sideline cuts. He scored one last week. Yeah. This is more in his range.
Yeah, this is John Fitzgibbon territory from a line ball.
Good strike from Fitzgibbon. It's certainly going to drop dangerously in and around, handled by Mark Connolly, but it's gone wide from an air point of view. A bit of a let off for Doon because it was a dangerous ball. His own Mac starts this again. Beautiful puck out from Owen Mack into Denny Maloney. Denny Maloney gives it in long. A couple of players going up for it. Jack Ryan's up for it. He's going to come to Jack Ryan. He's got a bit of room to run it, and Ryan is under a goal chance here for Doon. Straight at Brian Curtin, though. Still had to be saved. Poor clearance into Josh Ryan. Has he got that one on target? He certainly has. Poor clearance, Matt, by Jody Hannon, I think it was. It got a flick to it and punished by Josh Ryan.
It was a bit of a mix-up in the defence there, because Brian Curtin originally blocked it, and it appeared to be his ball all day to get onto it and clear it, but Jody Hannon came back and Josh just nipped in and slotted it over the bar. But Josh had a bit of work to do, because it was on his left side, but he directed it over the bar. It's 7 points to 5. That's what matters.
Yeah, very accomplished finish by Josh Ryan, who was a big danger for Doon inside in that full forward line. It's going to be another free for Doon, and Darragh O'Donovan is making his way over to take it. Doon into a 2-point lead for the first time after just 16 minutes of play here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. Darragh O'Donovan, Matt, right just close to the Doon 65. Or the Adare 65, I should say, but way over on this near touchline. A very difficult free to put over.
It's a difficult free, but you spoke about John Fitzgibbon's prowess from line balls. I think I wouldn't back against him. It's gone very wide.
Yeah, it's not the best of strikes for Darragh O'Donovan as we hit the water break here after just 16 and a half minutes at the LIT Gaelic grounds. Matt O'Callaghan, both teams will be relatively happy with their opening quarter here, but Adare, started well, went 2 points to no score up, but Doon now reversed that to lead by 2 points.
Yeah, I have no doubt that Doon are going to be the happier of the two. It's their first game out of the blocks since the lockdown, and they were showed a small bit of rustiness, very very small bit, you'd have to say, in the early couple of minutes. But since then they have settled down, and their big players are standing up. You look at the performance of Darragh O'Donovan at centre back. Pat Ryan at centre forward has been outstanding. Barry Murphy, and we've seen a couple of cameo appearances of what a couple of cameos of what Josh Ryan can do, none more so, I suppose, than the point he got there a few minutes ago. Things are not going for Adare with the same. They're not as smooth running as they were on this night week 7 days ago or 8 days ago now. Declan Hannon has got on the ball. He's one of 3, but his radar has been uncharacteristically slightly off. Willie Griffin hasn't been in the game. I don't think he has been in possession. The key for Adare will be to rectify that in the next quarter of an hour, and certainly get Griffin on the ball.
2 point lead here for Doon against Adare in this LIT. In the LIT Gaelic grounds in the Sponsor Cures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Round 2 clash, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV in association with the Kirby Group. I'm going to restart with a puck out from Adare keeper Brian Curtin. Goes short, does Curtin to Jody Hannon. Hannon now coming out with the ball under no pressure whatsoever, and Hannon tries to pick out, I think it's Declan, it's not, it's Brendan O'Connor. O'Connor immediately under pressure from Jack Cummins. Not for the first time Jack Cummins dispossessing an Adare player. Now it's Darragh Stapleton, low one into Josh Ryan, just gets past Josh. He'll do well to keep this one in. He's unable to. The ball won the race that time, but Matt, just a little bit of a feature. Doon let Adare have the sharp puck out. A good pass from Jody Hannon. Yeah. But Brendan O'Connor easily dispossessed. Doon's half back line's having a storming game.
Absolutely, and we have the short puck out here again now, and they have opted to go along. They were trying to work the ball through, and is this Pat Ryan on the ball again? It is.
Indeed, it is. Hand pass out to Dennis Maloney. Maloney now with time and space plays it in, looking for Josh Ryan. Jody Hannon's going to be first to this one. It's going to stay in play. Jody Hannon's done very well on this occasion. Passes to Ronan Connolly. Connolly jinks past Pat Ryan. Short pass to John Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon now goes long, but there's going to be Darragh O'Donovan there sweeping up in front of his full backline. O'Donovan with a bit of space, plays it long, looking for Josh Ryan again, maybe Jody Hannon's there, gets a hurley to it, falls to Jack Ryan, though Jack Ryan, chance for Jack Ryan, should be meat and butter for him, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, an excellent score. Jody Hannon batted it away to prevent Josh Ryan from getting possession. But you've seen the number of times now they have gone long towards trying to get Josh on the ball, but Jack Ryan picked it up, and there was only going to be one result.
Yes, Dennis Maloney again here, switches play. Not sure who Dennis Maloney was looking for in that occasion. It's going to be Jody Hannon first to the ball yet again. Hannon now looking at options. He's got one in the middle, a very open Ronan Connolly. Connolly decides to go a bit longer with that, but Darragh O'Donovan is there again from a Doon point of view. Low one from him. He just returns the favour, does O'Donovan. Straight back to Ronan Connolly. Inside his own 65. He's gone for the score. It's going to drop inside for Tommy Hayes and Mark Connolly. Good work from Hayes initially. Ball bobbling around the place there. There's a chance for Mark Connolly. Brilliantly brave stuff from Chris Thomas. Put his body on the line to make sure that didn't end up in a goal. Darragh O'Donovan's in there again for Doon, but away comes Tommy Hayes. Good work from Hayes. Low clearance up, and that's the Barry Murphy. Murphy switches play. He's looking for Dennis Maloney, but it's dropped by John McSweeney. And it's a big chance here for Dennis Maloney. Maloney with time and space off his left. Is that over the bar? Are Doon into a 4-point lead? The answer, Matt O'Callaghan, is a very big yes.
A very big yes, certainly. Dennis Maloney wasn't going to look a gift horse in the mouth like John Sweeney. It was his ball all day, but unfortunately for him, and from their point of view, he dropped it, and it got turned over, and of course Dennis Maloney got the opportunity and put it over the bar for Doon's 9 points and a 9-5 lead. And this is Declan Hannon.
It was 4 in a row for Doon, but that's an unbelievable effort from Declan Hannon. In fact, it was Brendan O'Connor, I think, Matt, that popped that one over. We'll check that one in a moment or so. Back with play now, and it's Doon on the attack again. It's Hannon intervening again. This is exactly what Adare need from their inspirational leader. He's won a free. Jack Cummins, the man who was dispossessed, and that's Hannon having a huge impact yet again. And that's more like it from the Limerick captain, Matt.
It is, certainly, but you're right, that was Brendan O'Connor, in fact. From here, they look very alike in stature, and I think have the same helmets, same colour helmets on as well, which is leading to a bit of confusion.
Doesn't make our job any easier, Matt.
Well, I suppose confusion is the buzzword at the moment. People seem to be confused over everything, so I suppose we're entitled to a slice of the confusion. Willie Griffin, this is his first chance.
Yeah, he missed a couple against Patrick Swell early doors last week. That's his first attempt on goal. On this occasion, all of a sudden, it's a 2-point game yet again. Meat and drink for Willie Griffin, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely, and an ideal free to get off the mark, but he's out around the middle foraging there now, and strange to say, when we had the action inside around the goal a while ago, he wasn't there. We have a breakthrough here for Doon. It's going to come
ball
across the goal
looking for Josh Ryan. It's tidied up initially by Jody Hannon, then to Mark Connolly, and now inside to Brendan O'Connor. O'Connor has got Willie Griffin in space. Griffin tries a nice little flick. Didn't get away with it that time. Pat Ryan came in with the challenge. He's done well to get away with that as Willie Griffin. Fouled by Pat Ryan. Just wondering, that one going to be brought forward by referee Mike Sexton. Willie Griffin tried to take a quick free, was denied. It has been brought up the requisite distance by the referee, and now a chance for John Fitzgibbon to put the single point between the teams.
Yeah, and it would be a third for John Fitzgibbon, and it's from his own 65 actually. Now it is angle-wise, it's very similar to the two that he has already put over. It's got the legs.
It's got the accuracy as well, as Matt O'Callaghan mentioned. A third free for John Fitzgibbon. Excellent work from him in the opening 22 minutes or so here at the LIT Gaelic grounds, and all of a sudden there's 1 point between the sides yet again.
Yeah, I think Adare will be pleased that they certainly have upped it a small bit. Here we have a break from Barry Murphy.
Yeah, it's Barry Murphy on the run here. He plays it out to Dennis Maloney. Flick of the wrist from Dennis Maloney. Immediate response from Doon. Maybe a thought of a goal initially for Barry Murphy. Had the sense to flick it away, Matt, and Dennis Maloney isn't going to miss them.
No, it was. Here we have Brendan O'Connor with a long shot that's
that
dropping
would be an outstanding
wide.
score from Brendan O'Connor. Sadly, from a Adare point of view, it's dropped to the right and wide, and back with play here. Owen Fitzgibbon's been hooked. Chance for Charlie McCarthy. He's straight through on goal. Chance for a goal for McCarthy. Brilliant hook by Owen Fitzgibbon. It's pulled on by Mark Connolly. It's gone to the right and wide. Excellent work initially from Adare to dispossess, and Charlie McCarthy to dispossess Owen Fitzgibbon, Matt, but he made up for his mistake big time to get that hook in.
Yeah.
Looked a certain goal.
Yeah, it looked a certain goal, and like certainly the Doon goal led a charmed existence there for a couple of seconds, but it was good defending, and especially after making the mistake to recover and get it away.
Willie Griffin now has the ball for Adare, turns away from the challenge of Jack Cummins. A long range effort from Willie Griffin from his own 65. We mentioned it, Matt, before. Even from his own 65, Willie Griffin's deadly.
Absolutely. The trick is to get him on the ball, and like we saw for the first 20 minutes, that he didn't know the colour of the ball because he had seen so little of it. But certainly that's the Willie Griffin we've come to expect.
Yeah, a bit of a purple patch now for Adare's Brendan O'Connor in possession, very far away from his initial starting position in this game. Long ball in, it's mopped up by the Doon defence, and Darragh O'Donovan has possession after taking the pass from Chris Thomas. It's O'Donovan on the run, pass inside to Micheál Ryan. Micheál Ryan drops this one in around the edge of the square. Darragh Stapleton's up, can't get a hand on it. It was last touched by Darragh Stapleton. Good work from Jody Hannon again there, Matt, and it has to be said, Doon kind of playing into Jody Hannon's hands.
Yeah, actually, it was good defending and it looks as if Darragh Stapleton has gone back in full forward, and Doon have reverted to their original line out, which means that Josh is playing in the right corner.
Inside to Mark Connolly, lets the ball go past him. I think he was trying to catch it. Chance now for Adare against Chris Thomas up against the Adare number 15. It's good defensive work, it has to be said, by Thomas. It's Willie Griffin now, he's got options, decides to go for goal himself. Tricky angle for Willie Griffin. This time he's gone to the left and wide. Brendan O'Connor was in space at the edge and 21 metre line, Matt. May have been better off trying to put that one across. Goal chance on.
I suppose perhaps on hindsight, but normally that type of chance was on for Willie Griffin, and I suppose he would have fancied himself to take it, and but it just didn't work for him on this occasion. Here we have good defending by David O'Mahony here.
Great work from David O'Mahony there. Caught the puck. It was two Adare men against one of Doon. John Fitzgibbon now on the run. Dangerous proposition for Doon. John Fitzgibbon's been fouled yet again. Didn't really matter anyway, Matt, because it looked like he was going to put that one over the bar. He didn't in the end. Either way, it's a free for Adare and a chance for Willie Griffin to add a third point.
Yeah, I presumed it was Willie Griffin. It would be John Fitzgibbon, I would imagine, would be taking him from outside the 65. Anything inside the 65, I would imagine that it will be Willie Griffin.
Yeah, it'll be Griffin, all right. Just waiting for the sliotar to come back out, Matt. And this will be a levelling point. Doon went 4 points clear, but Adare's response has been outstanding.
It has been outstanding. What Adare have done is they have recaptured the form that we saw in the first half, the last day here, and like they got a great first 40 minutes, and we're just wondering, will they get the final 40 minutes good this time? Well.
Yeah, we'll wait and see as that develops, as Willie Griffin levels the game. It's level for the 5th time in the opening half here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. 10 points apiece.
Yeah, 10 points apiece, and I suppose on the balance of play, it's a fair reflection of the play, because teams have had their period of dominance. That's a foul there on Ronan Connolly, who has been very, very solid at centre back as this game has progressed. In the last 10 minutes or so, he has been very, very, very solid. Got on a lot of ball, cleared a lot of ball, and no doubt would have cleared that one were it not for he being fouled. So here we have John Fitzgibbon stepping up to possibly his 4th point.
Yeah, this will be some score from John Fitzgibbon. He certainly has the distance yet again. Looks to be good as well, judging by Owen McNamara's reaction. Excellent free taking ability from John Fitzgibbon yet again.
Absolutely, and this is something that Adare were missing off their armoury the last day, in that they didn't have somebody to take the long range frees, and in that John Fitzgibbon was off target with a couple, and but today his radar is just bang on.
Indeed it is, as Ronan Connolly getting back to take this one, take possession for Adare, plays it low to Joe Sweeney. He's nearly pickpocketed by Dennis Maloney. Sweeney has plenty of work still to do to get rid of possession. Maloney was there, Patrick Cummins was there. It's Dennis Maloney looking for his third point. Hand passes it off to Dara Stapleton, comes back outside to Pat Ryan. Ryan's under pressure. A slip though from John Fitzgibbon gives Pat Ryan a bit of time and space. Plays it across. It's a good ball from him, and it was Jack Ryan trying to win it. He went one-handed with it, Matt, and just not there is a bit of dampness on the field here at the Gaelic grounds. Just one didn't go to hand.
Yeah, but this is seeing a hurling and one-handed. It doesn't work, but it was an excellent ball by Pat Ryan, and I suppose a bit unlucky for Jack Ryan. He's a young player, and these are the type of mistakes that he will learn from. He's got a couple of very good points.
Speaking of good points, that's a fine effort from Brendan O'Connor. Good initial work from Mark Connolly. Flicked it back to O'Connor, Matt. We've seen Brendan O'Connor playing hurling for a long, long time. He's in fine form for Adare this season thus far.
Oh yeah, he's been very good right from the start this evening, and for long periods the last day he caused Patrick's Well all sorts of problems when he was inside full forward. But now he's showing what he can do out. He's actually out in the middle third, and he has got 2 points from opposite sides of the field and 2 excellent scores. That was certainly not an easy score, but he made it look easy. But it was a huge point for Adare, who are now gone 2 clear, from 4 down to 2 clear. This has been a transformation from Adare.
Yeah, superb work from Brian Foley's men. Long puck up by Owen McNamara. It's going to fall for Doon and fall for Patrick Cummins. It's flicked away from him by Declan Hannon, and Ronan Connolly comes out with it. Looked to have been a throw. Doon were certainly appealing for it, but John Fitzgibbon has the possession, plays it back to David Connolly. David Connolly has got options in front of him, flicks it inside to John McSweeney, back to Ronan Connolly. They're really flying at the moment. That pass though straight down the throat of Darragh O'Donovan. O'Donovan goes long, and Darragh O'Donovan looking for Pat Ryan. It's Pat Ryan who has it. This is danger for Doon. Pass doesn't go initially to hand to Barry Murphy. He has it now. Murphy, he's going to check back out and try and pop this one over. He's not. Inside to Dennis Maloney. Goal chance for Dennis Maloney. Brilliant flick from Joe Sweeney. Did excellently to get back. As Jack Ryan now in possession for Doon. Hand pass inside to Dara Stapleton. Stapleton, he's got options. He's going to shoot himself. It's Dara Stapleton. Brilliant work from the Adare defence, Matt. And they've been rewarded with that wide.
Absolutely. And the work rate of Adare for the last 15 minutes has gone up considerably, has increased considerably. They're working extremely hard. Where Doon had spaces there at the stage that they went four ahead, that has all been closed down here. We have a shot from Michael Ryan.
Michael Ryan has popped that one straight over from the Doon 65. Good riposte by Doon, it had to be said. And Matt, heading into half time, it's one they vitally needed.
Yeah, it was a very, very important point. It closes the gap to a point. But we've had 23 scores in 30 minutes. Which gives you an idea of the type of hurling that we are seeing. It's open hurling, it's good hurling. There have been good passages in it, and I suppose both Adare and Doon, they've had their periods of superiority, and that has been reflected in the scoring pattern, and that score from Michael Ryan now ended what was a good run of 4 points in a row for Adare. And
it's John Fitzgibbon with this sideline cut again. Doesn't have the accuracy. Looked to be a dangerous ball in, but a square ball has been called, and we're going to restart with a free for Doon. That more than likely Owen McNamara will take, and that's exactly what's going to happen. In fact, it's not a square ball, it's a free for a push. As Owen McNamara tries to launch this one. It's a good strike from the Doon goalkeeper. Not going to come to anything though, because that's the half-time whistle from referee Mike Sexton. 31.5 minutes of that first half, Matt. Some excellent scores in play, from play I should say, but Doon will be the happier going in. Adare would be the happier going in at half-time, a point ahead. But a very, very high standard first opening half.
Yeah, highly entertaining for the paltry crowd that are here, limited still to 200. And it certainly has been an entertaining game. And it's a game that's very, very, very much in the melting pot. In the early stages in the first quarter, credit to Doon, because they were coming in cold, and But having said that, they were fresh. But certainly Adare finished the half much the stronger of the two, and Adare seemed to have picked up the form that gave Patrick Swell all sorts of problems 8 days ago. And the trick for him now is to maintain it in the second half. Certainly, whatever is in the water in Adare, it seemed to work after the water break. But you know, it's a huge team talk now for Brian Foley. A massive 30 minutes for Adare. Their championship future hangs on the next 30 minutes. It's a game that, as we all know from the permutations, they have to win it. And anything but a win, and it could be goodbye to championship hurling for this year after just 8 days. Certainly to have worked themselves back, to have patiently worked themselves back into a lead position is very, very encouraging. But the job is far from done.
Indeed, it isn't. Very entertaining second half in prospect here on Limerick GAA TV. Join us for that second half shortly. Welcome back to the LIT Gaelic grounds for the Sponsecures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. A round 2 clash between Doon and Adare. It's Adare leading 12 points to 11 here, just as we await the Doon coming back into position for the second half. Joined by Matt O'Callaghan of the Vale of Weekly Observer Vale Star. Sorry, Matt. I have to get the plug in. But Matt, a 1 point lead for Adare. You mentioned before half time what Adare need to do to try and see out this game. You mentioned Brian Foley having to put in a team talk to help get them over the line. It's on the opposite side, Tony Ward and Gary Murna have the same issue with Doon.
They have the same issue, but for Brian Foley, at least Doon have another bite of the cherry next week. And for Brian Foley, this is a make or break 30 minutes. And I'm giving a quick look around there, and I don't see, I think, I may be subject to correction on this, but I don't see any change on the Adare team. And from what we can see of Doon going back into their positions, they seem to be returning as they left as well. It's a massive 30 minutes in the context of the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship.
Indeed it is. Mike Sexton, referee from Brewery, gets us back underway. Throwing the ball in, and it's away with Micheál Ryan. Micheál Ryan to Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan already 2 points to his name in the first half. Is this number 3? Didn't seem to be a clean strike. It's gone to the right and wide, Matt. Jack will be disappointed with that, a score he was well capable of picking off.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely disappointed because the chance was on, and it was an opportunity to give Doon an absolutely ideal start to the second half. Here we have Darragh O'Donovan in possession, very, very clearly fouled. I don't think there can be any question about that one.
No. Charlie McCarthy, despite the clear, obvious evidence in front of us, still protested his innocence, Matt, but on this occasion, I should say, Judge Mike Sexton was correct.
I suppose it's an offender's trait to automatically profess innocence, but Mike Sexton was far too near that. Here's a huge one for Darragh O'Donovan now.
Huge strike from Darragh O'Donovan as well. Looks good effort from O'Donovan from that far out, pretty much on his own 45-metre line, but that one has again tailed to the right and wide. 2 early wides for Doon in the second half. They trail Adare by a single point. No scores in the early stages here. Flick by John Fitzgibbon. It was Micheál Ryan trying to win possession for Doon. Just a little flick of the hurley, and a free now for Doon, and Barry Murphy judging whether he's going to take this one or whether it'll be Darragh O'Donovan. I think they're looking for something from the sideline. It's going to be Barry Murphy though. Inside the 65 man, we can clearly see that Darragh O'Donovan will take them from his own half. Anything beyond that halfway mark, Barry Murphy is going to try and slot over.
Yeah, and this is actually outside the 65. I suppose it's about 68 metres, maybe even 70 metres there or thereabouts. It's in front of the goal practically, slightly to the left of the goal.
Yeah, fine strike from Barry Murphy. We're all square here again at the LIT Gaelic grounds. 12 points apiece between Adare and Doon. First point of the second half, Matt. A finely struck free by Barry Murphy.
Wherever it was placed anyway, it ended up where it was intended. It was a confidently struck free by Barry Murphy. Here we have
it was Micheál Ryan with the pass, but there's a slip in the back by Jack Fitzgerald. Dara Stapleton on the run. If he can get past Jody Hanley's through and goals. Back comes Ronan Connolly. Brilliant flick away by Ronan Connolly, but Mike Sexton was playing advantage, Matt. Free in to Doon. But there was danger there, and Connolly did excellently to get back and get that flick away.
Yeah, but Mike Sexton had already intimated that it was advantage to Doon, and rightly so. And it's a free. It's a bread and butter free, really. If
the last one was difficult for Barry Murphy, this one surely isn't.
Yeah.
Within his compass, unless something desperately goes wrong for the Doon number 12, there should be another score for him, and it'll be his 4th of this evening's game. 2 frees and 1 from play thus far for Barry Murphy.
Yeah, but we've less than 4 minutes played, and that's a second point for Doon, and they've also had 2 wides, so they have the statistics say that they have absolutely dominated the early exchanges. Adare have scarcely got into the Doon half in the early stages. They may be about to get in there now, and there's a free which Willie Griffin is on the way out to take.
Yeah, needless free given away there by Doon, and Willie Griffin will happily trot out to try and slot this one over the bar for Adare. Willie Griffin with 3 points in that first half. One, we'd expect him, certainly a player of his calibre, Matt, to not, even from that distance and that accuracy and that angle, I should say, it's well within Willie Griffin's range, surely.
It is. I think Willie Griffin. Although John, it's not that easy now. That he has a bit of work on it, but.
Kept it low, Matt. Beautifully struck free by Willie Griffin.
I bow to your superior knowledge. Absolutely excellent score. It was never in doubt from the time it left his stick.
Yeah, that's Willie Griffin's fourth. Long puck out now by Owen McNamara, the Doon goalkeeper, picked up by John Fitzgibbon. Low pass looking for Declan Hannon. Hannon has a bit of space now. It's chased by Mikey Ryan. Or Micheál Ryan, I should say, for doing low one in from Hannon into Willie Griffin. Griffin tries to turn. He's been marked tightly by Tommy Hayes. Frontal challenge by Tommy Hayes. No ball played at Matt. It's one of these ones that we've seen in the modern game the last number of years. Players challenging with their chest and arms.
Yeah.
Some refs call them, some refs don't.
Some do, some don't. Mike is indicating there to Tommy Hayes that it was a push. He's absolutely, Mike is emphatic about it, that it was a push. So it's a free to Willie Griffin. Mike Sexton is not going to change his mind. And Willie Griffin, in the form he has been in for the last 15 minutes of play, is not going to look this gift horse in the mouth.
Moments ago, Willie Griffin levelled the game for the 7th time. It's a chance to go for Adare ahead again. Indeed, they do. 14 points to 13, Matt. You know, Doon came out with a very strong start to the second half, but Adare have replied like it's been tit for tat all game. And the early stages of the second half, it continues to be so.
Absolutely, and it's the second half has already developed into being a battle of the free takers. But we have Adare now building from the back through Charlie McCarthy, who gets it across the field to Ronan Connolly.
Yeah, good work from Ronan Connolly, leaving this one off to John McSweeney. McSweeney on the run now. He's chased by Dennis Maloney. McSweeney's going to try and strike this one. Looks to be good from here. Excellent score from the Adare halfback. We always talk about momentum points, Matt. Yeah. That could be a big one for Adare.
A big point for Adare. An excellent score from John McSweeney. Like he will be so glad to have got. And the ball is poked right down on top of him here again in Adare. And he was coming away with it when he was turned over by Dara Stapleton.
Yeah, and it falls to Barry Murphy now from the left hand side. Barry Murphy with a difficult angle. Proves not to be too difficult for Barry Murphy. Stunning score from Barry Murphy, and we've won between the teams yet again.
Yeah, and an excellent response from Adare, and certainly from Doon, I should say. Certainly the pace of the game is hotting up again now after a bit of a sluggish first half, in which opening minutes to the second half, in which there was a few needless frees given away by both sides. Here we have, is it Patrick?
Yes, Patrick Cummins with the flick away. Should be Ronan Connolly's, and Connolly does mop it up, finds David O'Mahony. O'Mahony with the hand pass into the middle for John Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon strikes. It's a low one towards Declan Hannon. In fact, that's Brendan O'Connor. Brendan O'Connor now plays it in left-sided. There's room for Mark Connolly inside there. Connolly will get to it first. Ahead of Owen Fitzgibbon, it's Connolly now. Jinks back onto his right hand side. He's got options outside him. Connolly now beats his man. Flicked back brilliantly by Chris Thomas. Thomas gets the ball away to Pat Ryan. Pat Ryan can't get it up initially. Does well to flick it into space and comes away with possession. You're not going to beat Pat Ryan too easily. He flicks the ball away. He was met by Charlie McCarthy. No foul, says Mike Sexton. And David O'Mahony now in possession for Adare. O'Mahony. It's a good ball in looking for Willie Griffin. Tommy Hayes is doing his best to meet Griffin. Griffin's gone round in the arc. Griffin through and goal. Is this a goal for Adare? Brilliantly hooked by Tommy Hayes. Back to Brendan O'Connor. Goal! Brilliant finish from O'Connor. Initially hooked was Willie Griffin by Tommy Hayes. He flicked it across, Matt, and you don't see too many better finishes than that.
Absolutely, it was an excellent finish by Brendan O'Connor, because the space was so tight, but Willie Griffin's persistence to keep going, and he was hooked and he was blocked and eventually got it in, and Brendan O'Connor made absolutely the most out of it, and Owen Mack hadn't an absolute chance in the goal. I'm just wondering about the scoreboard and the last Barry Murphy point.
Yeah, scoreboard's wrong here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. It is 115 to 14 points in favour of Adare. It says 13 at the moment. We'll try and get that corrected. Either way, it's Doon in possession. Huge hit on Jack Cummins there by Charlie McCarthy, and there's going to be a free into Adare. Matt, we mentioned it with John McSweeney's point a minute ago. That goal has just galvanised Adare even further. Huge work from Charlie McCarthy on Jack Cummins there to force a free for overcarrying. Adare really rampant at the moment.
Yeah, it was a huge couple of minutes for Adare, and John McSweeney's point probably the catalyst for him to kick on. And then, of course, the goal. And the goal in a tight situation like we've had, it has been tit for tat. And to get a goal, it makes such a difference. There are 4 points in it now with the possibility of Willie Griffin stepping up. Now, it isn't the easiest free that Willie Griffin will ever take or has taken, but certainly he certainly has a chance at it.
Willie Griffin with the chance to make it a 5-point game, Matt. And in games like this that have been tight all throughout the opening stage, that's a fantastically struck point from Willie Griffin, Matt. Every angle that's thrown up at him tonight, he's dealing with them easily.
He's dealing with them easily, and we had the bird's eye view of it because we were right behind him here. It was an excellent point. It was literally over the black spot.
Yeah, stunning stuff from Willie Griffin. Now Adare into a 116 to 14 point lead. Excellent work from Ronan Connolly to catch that puck out. It's Brendan O'Connor. He's got Declan Hannon there. He goes for the long one. Maybe have been better advised to flick that one onto Hannon. Doon desperately trying to get possession now, but Adare are really flying. But away comes Micheál Ryan with possession initially into Darragh O'Donovan. O'Donovan under severe pressure by Charlie McCarthy and Griffin. O'Donovan comes away with it superbly initially anyway. He still has it as Darragh O'Donovan. He needs a bit of help. Brilliant work from O'Donovan to even try and hold on to possession. He finds Dennis Maloney. Maloney lofts it in high. This one's going to be for Dara Stapleton and Jody Hannon. It's not. It's into Brian Curtin. Curtin with the flick away. He flicks it to Ronan Connolly. Beautiful pass from Connolly to John McSweeney. McSweeney couldn't take it to hand, Matt. I'm out of breath. I don't know about you, but this has really turned into a serious game of hurling.
Yeah, very, very good game of hurling. And there we mention it again at the risk of being repetitive, the influence of Ronan Connolly. When Brian Curtin looked up there, when he took possession, who was available quite free was Ronan Connolly. And unfortunately, the intended pass was overcooked, and it gives a line ball now, which I'm trying to see, is it Darragh O'Donovan is gone up to take it?
No, I think it looks to me anyway, Matt, that it's Patrick Cummins lining this one
Cummins,
up.
is it?
We're going to have a substitution imminently for Doon as well, and it's Cian O'Donovan wearing number 20 is about to enter the fray here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. Linesman Liam O'Sullivan indicating to his referee Mike Sexton that the change is going to take place. We've 41 minutes played here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds in this Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Round 2 clash, and it's Adare that have the upper hand at the moment, leading Doon 116 to 14 points. Of course, this stream being brought to you in association with the Kirby Group. It's going to be Patrick Cummins indeed, Matt, that's going to be replaced. Cian O'Donovan's going straight over to take the sideline cut. Interesting one. Adare we're starting to get the upper hand. I think it's Patrick Cummins. I don't see any other movement anyway in the Doon side. Yes, it is Cummins that's making his way over to this near side in the Mackey stand. And so Donovan with his first touch, it's a decent strike. But Adare have plenty in back there, and it's John Fitzgibbon that gets the clearance away. Foot race now between Jack Cummins and Charlie McCarthy. Cummins with a shooting chance. It's an excellent effort from Jack Cummins. Just what Doon needed, Matt. He showed the desire to win possession and showed the skill and everything else to pop it over.
Yeah, they certainly needed that, because it was similar to Adare a while ago when John McSweeney from the very same position on the field came up and put over a point. Is this going to kickstart something for Doon? We've just got to wait and see.
Josh Ryan is out from his corner forward, from the full forward line, fouled by a combination of David O'Mahony and Brendan O'Connor. And Matt, we may see Darragh O'Donovan come up and take this one. Mike Sexton, I think, is actually bringing the ball forward, so Barry Murphy will more than likely take it. But the way the game is at the moment, every chance that Doon are afforded, they need to go over.
They do. You know, we're coming up to the second half water break, and were they to get a couple of points going in, you know, it would buy them up for the final for the final run in. But like we have seen what the water break has done, it has a propensity also to break a team's momentum. So Barry Murphy is taking this free.
It's high anyway from Barry Murphy, but it's tailed to the left and wide, and that one could become crucial in the latter stages of this game. The Doon sideline aren't happy. I'm not sure, Matt. The umpire had a better view than us up here, so we're going to have to go with him. Back with play. It's Doon in possession with Darragh O'Donovan. Plays the low one up to Josh Ryan. Josh Ryan isn't able to keep his feet. Does well to get back up and win possession. Low pass into Micheál Ryan. Ryan, he's got a runner in front of him. That runner is Cian O'Donovan. O'Donovan's lightning quick. Plays it first time. And there's a chance for Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan, chance for a Doon. Chance for Jack Ryan. Another point for Jack Ryan. He missed one early in the second half, Matt. No mistake that time.
No mistake, and good work by Cian O'Donovan, who has just come in, and he was about to lose possession there, and he just flicked it on into the path of Jack Ryan. Good vision by O'Donovan. Here's Ronan Connolly again.
Yeah, with goal between the sides as Connolly plays this one to Willie Griffin. Low one inside for Willie Griffin. It's Charlie McCarthy that's in there for Adare. He's been met with a challenge by Chris Thomas. Challenge wasn't legal, said referee Mike Sexton, and a chance for Willie Griffin to immediately cancel out that Jack Ryan point.
Yeah, and it's an easy free for Willie Griffin, and a small bit, Mike, John, you would have to say, a bit of a needless free. There's, there are frees that are needless on both sides, I think. And Mike Sexton, he has been totally consistent. Like, if he's picking him up for one, he's picking him up for the other. So, like, they should know Mike Sexton's tolerance at this stage of and not be coughing up silly frees. That there's been quite an amount of scores got from frees.
Another chance for Willie Griffin. He's got 5 so far, and this will be his 6th without question. Straight over the bar from Willie Griffin, 117 to 16 points.
You see, Adare will be growing in confidence the longer the game can go on. Like, not counting the water break now, which will be coming up pretty shortly. We're into the last quarter of the game, and the longer they can go on, and the longer that they, the greater their confidence will be. And here's a good defending by John McSweeney.
Yeah, he was left a bit short by Jack Fitzgerald on that occasion, but McSweeney did the business from an Adare point of view. It's a free now again for Doon over on that far side. It's going to be quickly taken by Mikey O'Brien. And Barry Murphy's coming all the way out to take this one, Matt. It's pretty much on halfway, maybe slightly inside his own half, but the angle is a very, very tricky one.
Very, very tricky one. I suspect that there is a possibility that this may be the last action of the before the water break, and it would be certainly a timely boost for Doon to get a point. 4 behind, this to make it 3. Still quite a bit of work to do. Like, they really haven't tested Brian Curtin. By the same token, apart from the goal, Owen Mack hasn't been tested either. And
Murphy gets the shot away. This is much more like it from Barry Murphy. He missed the last one. This one is straight over the bar. 46 and a half minutes nearly played here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. It is Doon leading, or Adare, leading 117 to 7 points, or 17 points, I should say. Matt, we're into the last quarter now. It's desperation time for Doon in a lot of ways. There is only a goal between it. Doon now have the advantage of it, which is a strengthening breeze in the final stages as the evening goes on here in the Ennis Road. They need every advantage they can get because Adare keep picking off easy enough scores from Willie Griffin.
They do, and Doon are continuing to cough up a few needless frees. Like with Willie Griffin in the forum, he's in. Like, the last thing they should be doing is the concession of frees. Likewise, from an Adare point of view, they will have to stamp it out. They will have to stamp it out as well. But we talked at halftime about it being a huge 30 minutes. It's now a huge 15 minutes. For both sides, but more so for Adare. We have to say it's more so for Adare.
But on that as well, Matt, Doon have Patrick's well next week. Either way, they need, for their own ambitions themselves. They don't have the best of records against Patrick's well over there, barring that 2018 semi-final. As we mentioned earlier on with Denny Maloney's, we're hearing the Adare. Okay, it's an empty Gaelic grounds outside of the 200. Adare are seriously pumped up for this, but Doon need to find something. They don't want to be going into a Patrick's well game with nothing on the board.
They certainly don't, and because the wily character that Kieran Carey is when it comes to hurling, and he will have taken bucket loads out of the game here the last day, and you're going to see a different Patrick Swell. You're not going to see the lethargic Patrick Swell that you saw in the first half here eight days ago. It'll be a totally different Patrick Swell. It'll be a Patrick Swell that we saw in the last 20 minutes. We'll probably see it for the hour the next day, because they won a good county championship last year, and I, for one anyway, felt that they won the county championship without even reaching their full potential, and that there's a lot more in that Patrick Swell side. And for quite a considerable time 8 days ago, I couldn't believe what I was seeing here, but they rectified it in the end, and certainly it's not a very juicy prospect to have to face Patrick Swell needing to win to stay in the championship.
And that's what's in front of Doon at the moment as Adare lead this Bon Secures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship clash, round 2 clash at the LIT Gaelic Grounds on a 117-17 scoreline. Of course, this stream being brought to you in association with the Kirby Group, live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV. We have a sideline cut over on that far side for Doon. It looks to be from here anyway, that's Josh Ryan going to attempt this, Matt. And we've seen Josh Ryan from a very young age slot these ones over with consummate ease.
Yeah, it is Josh, and 117 to 18 points would be the product, or would be the scoreline should he put it over the bar. He just got no purchase at all on it.
And the ball seems to be like a magnet to Ronan Connolly in the second half. He's lost out this time though, maybe overcarried a bit. Good hit by Jack Ryan. I think it was Micheál Ryan in there as well from a Doon point of view. Scrum developing, either side unable to come out with possession initially. It's fallen to Dennis Maloney though. Pot shot from Dennis Maloney. It's going to drop for Brian Curtin. Easy enough catch. And he plays the ball to Jody Hannon. Hannon has David O'Mahony outside him. That's the option he chooses. O'Mahony now cuts back inside. David O'Mahony with time and space goes long. He had Declan Hannon free. He definitely would have been better option in that case for Adare, but they still may come away with possession. Charlie McCarthy had it in his hand and looked at, but he's been pickpocketed by Darragh O'Donovan. Donovan on the charge, gets the hand pass away to Jack Cummins. Illegally, say Adare. Mike Sexton doesn't agree, and David O'Mahony's going to try and pick up this loose ball. He's going to be met fairly quickly by Dennis Maloney. He took his eye off the ball, Matt. Dennis Maloney was charging in. He was only going to do one thing, was Dennis Maloney. In the end, David O'Mahony made it very easy for him.
Yeah, and certainly Dennis Maloney resisted the temptation of giving him the classical push in the back. He just did enough to put him off. The wily old character, the experience, certainly knocked him off. And now we have a dangerous situation, and we've Darragh O'Donovan coming up for this one.
We mentioned Josh Ryan's capabilities. That first one, sideline cut, didn't go to plan. But Darragh O'Donovan, Matt, has done it at the very highest stage for Limerick in Croke Park. He's done it in every other venue around Limerick. We've given him the big build-up. Can he deliver? The answer to that, Matt, is a very, very effective yes.
Yeah, you can add the Gaelic Grounds on this July evening to that list. That was an excellent line ball. And here Doon back in attack again from Jack Ryan.
Has Jack Ryan put one between the sides? He certainly has. Excellent work from Jack Ryan over on that far side, and out of nothing, Matt. An inspirational sideline cut from Darragh O'Donovan, followed up very quickly by Jack Ryan, kind of capitalising on a loose puck out. We have a 1 point game.
We have a 1 point game, and it certainly wasn't an easy angle for Jack Ryan, but he made the most of it. Here's John Fitzgibbon about to answer here.
Dropping in around Mark Connolly, it's flicked away. Doon looking to come away with this. Is thrown over the line. It's gone wide according to the umpire. Charlie McCarthy is certainly vociferous in his attempts, or his claims that it wasn't off and Adare Hurley. He's given up on them claims quickly though, Matt. We're going to restart with a puck out.
Yeah, and Owen Mack has wasted little time in lofting it down in the direction of Josh Ryan, but it doesn't break for Josh Ryan. And it was Josh again that was on it. We have Jack Ryan
into Pat Ryan. Pat Ryan looking for the levelling score. He goes left, he goes right, he goes back left again. We're all square here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds for the 8th time. 117 to 20 points. A brilliant response in the last 2 minutes from Doon.
Yeah, momentum now seems to have switched again from Adare to Doon, and we seem to have an injury. Willie Griffin seems to be down here in front of us.
I think, Matt, this is all the potential to be a tactical bit of stuff from Willie Griffin. Adare on the back foot. Mike Sexton isn't holding on any longer. Anyway, we're going to restart. And all of a sudden, Willie Griffin, like a whippet, is up off the ground and back involved in play. Met with a Tommy Hayes shoulder, it has to be said. Anyway, back with play. It's Jody Hannon into McSweeney. John McSweeney lost the hurley but gets the hand pass away to John Fitzgibbon. Good turn for Fitzgibbon. He's capable of putting this one over. He doesn't have the room. He's hooked. Inside it comes either way. Well fielded there by Jack Cummins. In fact, that's Darragh O'Donovan for Doon. Brilliant work from O'Donovan. Easy pass away, and that passes into Micheál Ryan. He's got Dennis Maloney back there. Maloney clears it with his left side. He's looking for Pat Ryan. Across comes Ronan Connolly. It's Barry Murphy with possession. Murphy gets the foul and a chance for Doon to go back in front. Barry Murphy won the foul. He'll take the point, the free himself, Matt. And this is superb effort from this Doon side.
Yeah, it has been a tremendous response from Doon. We were nearly writing their obituary there about 10 minutes ago, but certainly they have come right back into it. And this is certainly within Barry Murphy's compass to put him ahead at a crucial stage, which the clock down here on our left is saying 6 minutes. You can probably say that there's probably 2 to allow for the water break on top of it. But we're certainly very, very, very much in the home straight now, and every single score is going to count, and that was an excellent level a while ago from Pat Ryan. It was the finish of some very good build-up work by Doon, and here's Barry Murphy for the lead. And there is no doubt about it. He has put it straight over.
Number 7 for Barry Murphy here, and Doon are into the lead. Just coming up to 55 minutes played. They lead it there, 21 points to 117. Back with play now, and it's won by Doon initially. John Fitzgibbon comes up, tries to win the loose ball. It last hit his hurley, and there's going to be a sideline cut for Doon. And all of a sudden, Matt, they were frantic a couple of minutes ago. There's going to be no rush with this sideline cut.
There's going to be no rush, and I'm just beginning to wonder from an Adare point of view, are we seeing a repetition of what happened against Patrick Swell, where they weren't able to finish the job out, and that when Patrick Swell came at him, and it looks as if Doon are about to do it now, but there could still be a kick in Adare.
There has been a substitution for Adare as well, while Barry Murphy put that one over the bar. It's Owen Costello, I think, that's come on. It's definitely Charlie McCarthy that's gone off. We'll confirm that in a couple of moments. It's Josh Ryan now in possession for Doon. Ryan, he's got a man outside, and that's Cian O'Donovan. Ryan's going off in his own. Brilliantly dispossessed by Ronan Connolly. An attitude by Joe Sweeney. It's in towards Owen Costello. Costello on the run. It's not Owen Costello. Indeed, it's Cian Sparling. Sparling now with possession for Adare. Tried to give the hand pass inside. Mike Seston says he was fouled. And a chance for Willie Griffin and Adare to level it for a 9th time.
Yeah, it is. You'd bank on Willie Griffin. I'm just trying to pick up the sub there.
It's Cian Sparling for Charlie McCarthy.
For Charlie McCarthy, yeah.
I thought it was Owen Costello, a similar helmet to Cian Sparling.
Yeah.
Sparling, of course, came on against Patrick Swell last week. Didn't have the greatest of impacts, Matt, but he's obviously done well in training this week to be thrown in at such a crucial time.
But of course, Cian Sparling, a very, very young player, and who will benefit considerably from this type of exposure at this level. And he's certainly been involved there in winning what could be a crucial free. It's Willie Griffin to level matters, and.
So Matt, we haven't mentioned it yet either. We're talking about wins for both teams, but the dreaded draw isn't really a great use to either team.
No, it isn't. The permutations would be such that they would be depending on score difference, where Patrick's well to beat Doon. As
Willie Griffin pops that one over, absolutely no issue for him. We're all square again. 9 times now the sides have been level. We're just coming up to 3 minutes left in this game. The LIT Gaelic Grounds is Pontsecourt's Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship class between Adare and Doon. It's all square, 21 points apiece, 118 for Adare, 21 for Doon, as John Fitzgibbon launches this one, nearly caught by, I think it was number 18, who's just after coming on. That's Darren O'Dwyer on the Adare side. Ball's lobbed in. Is that over the bar? Looks to be dropping for Owen McNamara. It's hit the crossbar. Hannon's on it. Chance for Adare again. Hannon with the flick. Tried to flick it inside to Mark Connolly. Connolly has it in his hand. He's got to look for options. He pops it out. Chance for Darren O'Dwyer. Connolly pulls, and it's easily mopped up by Chris O'Dwyer. Chris Thomas. What a chance that was from Adare. And there's going to be a chance for Doon. Darren O'Donovan will certainly fancy this one. Yeah. What a chance. It fell to the right fella in Declan Hannon. The one player Adare would have wanted on it.
Yeah.
Should he have went for it, Matt?
Possibly should have, but I think they were all caught unawares when he came back off the woodwork, and they weren't expecting him. But it was certainly a golden chance. But again, credit to the Doon defence, the way they regroup so quickly and close down the opportunity and close down the potential of a goal in front of own Mac's goal. Well done to Doon, who are now considering putting in a sub. They are actually about to put in a sub.
Yeah, it's the vastly experienced Niall Maher that's readying himself here for Doon. He'll be wearing the number 22 jersey as Dara O'Donovan, with an ever freshening wind that's behind him, strikes this one. It's a fine strike from O'Donovan. Does it have the accuracy? The umpire gives the nod. That's an excellent score from Dara O'Donovan, and one that could prove very, very crucial, Matt.
Yeah, and he liked it from the minute it left his stick. And Niall Maher is about to come into the game, but we'll have to have a break in play now. And we have Doon back in the attack again. And
That's Cian O'Donovan that has possession. He's under severe pressure to hold on to that possession. And now it's Micheál Ryan. In fact, that's Barry Murphy. Murphy gets the hand pass away. It's a diving, desperate challenge there by Declan Hannon, I think it was. It was Hannon back there. The flick was away. There's a man down for it there. It's gone out for a sideline as Niall Maher comes on for Doon. I think it's Barry Mulligan that's also come on the Adare side over on that far side. We'll get that confirmed. Wearing number 22 is Barry Mulligan. I think it might be John McSweeney that's exited for Adare. We'll get that confirmed as quickly as we can. It's the end of Josh Ryan's evening anyway, Matt. Niall Maher has replaced him. Just hasn't gone for Josh tonight.
No, and when we saw him inside in the full forward line and moving in full forward in the early exchanges, we thought that, the strategy was going to be lofted it in, but it hasn't been. It has been only occasional. We have a line ball for Doon now, and who is it? Dara O'Donovan has gone over again?
I think it's Dara O'Donovan for certain this time, Matt. We'll just get that as it comes. It's a great ball in, well defended by David Connolly initially. Ball bobbling around, Adare come out with it, and it's Ronan Connolly once again. It's been a constant for Adare this evening. He's blocked on this stage. Brilliant work from Pat Ryan. Well picked up by Jack Fitzgerald. Didn't panic there, could have panicked, Matt. Decided to go down, roll lifted the ball. It's not something you see too often anymore, but he had the time, he used it, got fouled. Chance for Adare to clear their lines. We are running out of time. The 60 minutes has been played. Of course, we have the time allotted for the water break as Jody Hannon plays this one short. Ronan Connolly, he's going to have a go. It's definitely going to drop short. Desperate measures here for Adare in the next moment. In the final moments, I should say, as Willie Griffin tries to win possession. Griffin up against Tommy Hayes. Hayes gets the flick away. It's going to fall for Brendan O'Connor. He's got John Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon with the pot shot. Is it an accurate pot shot from John Fitzgibbon on this occasion? The answer to that is no. No for Adare. Yeah. Fitzgibbon hasn't added to his 4 points, and that's a big wide. We're coming up to a minute played, Matt. It's at the discretion now of referee Mike Sexton. Yeah. Adare needs something and they need it fast. Yeah,
certainly. I would imagine that there's possibly another minute or two possibly left, but that's as much as there is. Here's a chance for he knew.
It was Jack Ryan taking a quick one there. Yeah. Had maybe more time than he realised. Either way, it's gone to the right and wide. Yeah. And Doon keep their 1 point lead intact as Brian Curtin puts this one straight down the middle. He's looking for Declan Hannon. He's looking for Brendan O'Connor. It's neither. It's Dennis Maloney who's dropped back a bit further now for Doon. Maloney, brilliant pressure and away come Adare with it. It's O'Connor that has it. He tries the shot. Excellent block in there from Doon. And it was Tommy Hayes that got the block in on Brendan O'Connor. O'Connor doesn't have it. It's Willie Griffin. Tries to flick it away and away come Doon. It's Jack Ryan that has it. He takes the option with Pat Ryan. Pat Ryan now. It's a long one from Pat Ryan. Does it have the accuracy? It's going to drop. Brian Curtin deals with it brilliantly. The hurleys were flying. Curtin kept his nerve. Plays a brilliant pass to John Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon, he goes long. He goes along the line. He's looking for Mark Connolly. Connolly, he's Chris Thomas in front of him. He burns Thomas. Chance here for Adare. Flicked across. Falls to Darren O'Dwyer. Chance for Adare. Shot. Blocked on the line. Blocked on the edge of the square. Mark Connolly is blocked again. Declan Hannon is there. Brilliant work from the Doon defence yet again. It's pulled on by Mark Connolly. It's gone out for a 65. Chance after chance for Adare, Matt, in this few seconds there.
But it was lost and all that was an excellent save by Owen McNamara. Absolutely top class save because it was hit through a forest of players and he must only have seen it at the last minute. Fantastic reaction save. To keep Doon in the game, you'd have to say at this stage.
The big question now, Matt.
Is this the
65 for Adare? We've 62 and a half minutes played. They need the win. John Fitzgibbon, depending on time, he'll get his instructions, you can be sure on that. What is he to do?
Does he loft it in, or does he go for the point?
You'd imagine he has to try and go for the point, Matt. Salvage something from the game. We're about to find out either way.
Yeah.
And it's certainly a free, and it's hit high by John Fitzgibbon. That's point number 5 for John Fitzgibbon. First 65 of the game for him. First 65 for either sides. And we're all square again at 119 to Adare. 22 points for Doon. His own McNamara launches this one long. Dara Stapleton is up there. It's Adare to come away with it. Fitzgibbon. It's now into David O'Mahony. O'Mahony looks to pick someone out. That man he's trying to pick out is Cian Sparling. Sparling cuts back inside. Gives it to Willie Griffin. Griffin with the shooting chance. Is it on target? The answer is no.
No.
To the right and wide for Willie Griffin. And Owen McNamara goes again. He goes to the same side. He's looking for Dennis Maloney and Dara Stapleton. Or sorry, it's Pat Ryan. Now Pat Ryan has it. He's up against David Connolly. Doesn't have it. Connolly could have been called for a chop. It's back with Pat Ryan. He goes for the outrageous one. It was an outrageous attempt. The percentage one for that was low. Should have given it across, Matt. Either way, we're back again with Pine Curtin. Frenetic finish to this game. It's aimed at Declan Hannon. Hannon has it. Away comes Declan Hannon. Now he loses possession. It's a free. It's not a free. It's full time here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. And we've ended in stalemate. 119 for Adare. 22 points for Doon. It could mean the end of Adare in this season's championship. That all depends on next weekend's game with Patrick's Well. But Matt, a breathless finish to what was an entertaining game.
Hugely entertaining game. I think Adare will be slightly. They'll be disappointed first of all that they didn't get the win, and that their championship hopes are hanging on a thread now. By my calculation, by an immediate calculation, they're depending on Patrick Swell beating Doon by more than 6 points. Would I be correct on that? Because Patrick Swell beat Doon by 6 points, so they will have to beat, or Patrick Swell beat Adare by 6 points, so they will be depending on a favour from Patrick Swell from their neighbours, beat Doon by 7 points or more. But getting back to the game, there was a stage there midway through the second half, and coming into the home straight, when one thought that the game was certainly there for Adare. They had momentum with him, and it all kicked off with that excellent point by John McSweeney over on the far side, and was quickly continued with great work by Willie Griffin to set up the goal chance for Brendan O'Connor. But like, the goal chance was taken with aplomb. It certainly was a goal for the ages. The finish was Shane Dowling like. Actually, it was just absolutely fantastic. But full credit to Doon at the way they came back and almost snatched the game. And they'll probably be a little disappointed down here that they didn't hold on. But you would have to say like that. The Owen McNamara's goal was bombarded far more than was Brian Curtin's, and particularly in the second half. The goal came, but there were a couple of other occasions, and there was even one occasion in the first half when the Doon goal led a charmed existence, and it was just Adare just could not get the connection, and when they did, Owen Mac was good to it, rose to it. That was a fantastic save late in the game, but a draw in these type of circumstances is generally unsatisfactory for both sides. I suppose it's particularly unsatisfactory and with the configuration and the permutations in the table at the moment. Notionally, mathematically, they're both still in the championship, but it'll be squeaky bums time, I think, next week for the hour or hour and a half that Patrick Swell and Doon will be at it here in the Gaelic grounds. I'm sure there'll be more than a little interest in the outcome out around Adare on what will happen here next Saturday evening. So, look, this group is not decided. Had Doon won, it would have meant that Adare were out, and that we would have a situation whereby Doon and Patrickswell would be playing for first and second next week. It's not. Adare are still alive, but only just. And I suppose in the end, they can thank John Fitzgibbon. But like, you know, they just, when the opportunities presented themselves in front of goal, they just were not able to prise open a Doon defence. Like, when under pressure, the Doon defence were seen at their best, and they really rallied together, and to thwart what was, you know, what at times was a serious Adare onslaught. Brian Foley and his side probably disappointed that they haven't got the win, but look, a point is better than nothing, and their championship hopes go on for another week anyway.
Indeed they do. That's all from us here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. Join us for more tomorrow on Limerick GATV. We've an Pierce again to hand, and that'll be followed by Blackrock and Gardsbillan. See you then.